Okay, tonight is bath night, and we are going to change Benjamin's tubing out. This tubing lasts about a week and a half. Sometimes it doesn't go that long, but it becomes really stiff, and then every time it moves, it pulls on the actual part of the Mickey button that's in right here. So we're going to go ahead and change that out, give him a bath, and then we'll show you how to put it back on. So anyway, Benjamin loves his Binky, and so in order to get this accomplished without a crying child, we have to figure out a way to keep that Binky in there, but he usually will do pretty good. So the first thing we do is we have a moving target. But the first thing we do is we start with this detach adhesive remover. This stuff is really, really good at taking off this Me-Fix tape. The tape's pretty sticky, but basically the best way to do that is to get it on a Q-tip and go ahead and soak it so that it has some time to actually start taking that adhesive off. So this stuff is pretty greasy, and the best thing to do is not to leave it on the skin to actually take it off, because if you leave it on the skin, it actually can irritate it and make it red. So, like I said, the trick is to try to keep a still baby while you're doing this, and also make sure he doesn't want to yank his own tube out, which sometimes that's a challenge. So anyway, you just put this stuff on it, and you just give it a minute. It soaks right in, and then it actually just lifts right up. So I'll show you how that works. I change out this dressing on this once a day and clean around the actual button, because the more time he spends on his belly, and sometimes if the balloon inside the button actually gets deflated, then he actually has leakage, which if we leave that on his skin, it can burn it. So anyway, so we'll leave this on here for just a minute. Get it on there pretty good. Best thing to do is just coat it, and then it comes right off. And then of course make sure that your own child doesn't take it out for you. So get the lid back on that, because that is greasy. And then you'll see in just a second it'll start to loosen it, and it'll come right off. So we'll wait for that for just a minute. The best way to get this off is just to clip, and then clip, and you have to do it while your moving target is moving. Put those down for a minute. Here you go. There you go. And then you're going to want to clip here, and see, that just comes right off. And the tape doesn't hurt anyways, but it just kind of, that's a little stuck. But it just helps take off all that adhesive. And you can kind of see Benjamin's tummy is full of that adhesive stuff, because it's a little bit hard to get it off. So anyway, but that adhesive remover just helps it come right off. So what happens with this tubing after we leave it on for a week or a week and a half, like I said, it starts to harden up. And the problem with it is when I move it, see how that moves? And he's hooked up to this 24 hours a day. So usually you're able to twist it off, but sometimes because it's gotten so hard, you're not able to actually twist it off. You have to cut it off, which if I cut it, that means it's going to ruin it. If I can twist it off and it's still pretty flexible, then I can reuse the tube. But in this case, this tube is pretty tough. So I'll try to twist it, and if it doesn't work, then I will just cut it off. So anyway, this is our daily routine. And that little piece of really stuck tape is going to come. But that stuff, I've stuck it on myself before. It doesn't hurt. So anyway, so now I'm able to take this tubing, and sometimes it'll just twist. And in this case, it looks like it might do it. I don't have to cut it. And I'm going to hold this down. I'm going to twist this. I've got to be prepared because as soon as I pull this off, then we've got stuff that can come out like that. That's stuff coming out of his tummy. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to plug it. And then I'm going to take my paper towel and I'm going to do this. Now, if I wasn't giving Benjamin a bath, I would go ahead and wipe off where I put the adhesive, because as you can see, it's starting to go red. But I will go ahead and put him in the bathtub, and that way I don't need to wipe it off. So part 2 of this video will continue in just a few minutes. Okay, thank you.